Come away with me. If I don't get out of here for a while, I'm gonna go nuts.
I love you so much.
Wow.
I love this.
Wait.
What?
Listen. Be quiet.
JoBlo.
JoBlo.
Thank you.
JoBlo. My mistake. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I call you out.
I love it. You know how much I'm a fan of yours, though, too. So we've talked before, and you know I love Mamma Mia too, right? I adore that film. I'm telling you that right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's definitely it's a better story.
It is. It's so good.
Yeah. How many cats do you have?
3. I'm actually cat sitting right now, but I have 2 at home as well. So I've got cats in my life.
That's not your mansion.
No, it's cool though, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Well, speaking of amazing, you're really awesome in this movie, by the way.
Thanks.
How did you that this is a really I feel like it's a bit of a different role for you because you do a lot of these kind of light and musicals, and you do all this stuff. I love when you step into horror. Why this project? What was it about this girl?
Oh, well, I read the script and met with David Koepp and Kevin Bacon, and within 5 minutes, I knew I wanted to spend 2.5 months with them, creating this really nutty story, and that was it. That was really the only reason. I mean, listen, it's a good script. David's a genius. He's really smart and really, really funny. And the relationship that Kevin and David have you want to get in on it. You know, when you meet 2 people who have such a bond and they're so funny and you just want to be their sidekick. So that's kind of why I did it. But it was fun to play an actress, the same kind of lifestyle and lingo and understanding all that. And it's like a weird parallel universe. And, which can get a little scary, but she's so duplicitous and he's got this crazy secret, and that marriage, that marriage is totally just not gonna, you know what I mean? It's effed.
It's effed big time.
And I want to see it break down. That's the thing. I wanted to see them break down, and I wanted to play that because it's really fun.
Well, I think too, as a horror fan, when you watch characters that are going through specific real life horrors, I think it makes a better film. I think it makes for characters you actually root for. And I was rooting for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What working with Kevin? He's had you both have had experience before with horror. How easy was it to find the chemistry? Because you guys are great together.
Thanks. I think it's just really as simple as just full on respect, and he doesn't take himself too seriously, and I don't take myself too seriously. So we're able to really just be there and make the most of it. That's the best kind of experience you can have, especially as an actor on a movie set or, on a stage, is that you guys are on the same page, trying to make the same story and trying to have as much fun as possible while you do it. And, you just respect for each other.
Yeah, that's an important word right now.
Yeah. Being able to laugh at the same things too. I mean, we had a lot of sheep in our way, and we were able to laugh about it.
A lot of sheep.
A lot of sheep.
How much sheep?
Away. How many?
Yeah,
thousands of sheep. Yeah, and they're all different colors, from different farms.
That's kind of amazing, but kind of a little challenging, I guess.
Super challenging. Yeah, they didn't give a shit about us. They wouldn't move for anything. Did a lot of driving shots, and they're just in the way. And there's small roads there in Wales, in the Welsh countryside. Yeah, it was good. It was a good challenge. You want to go through something like that with Kevin Bacon.
Fair enough. And we got to wrap it up, but I love talking to you. It's good to see you again.
Thanks. Good to see you too. Have fun with those kitty cats.
I will, for sure. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Hey, how you doing, Jace?
So first of all, I got to tell you, dude, I'm a big fan of you when you take on horror genre. So I'm happy to see you back.
Thank you.
What was the inspiration for returning and working with David on this after, A Stir of Echoes is still one of my favorites. What was the inspiration for coming back?
Well, just begging Dave for 20 years to do this with me, or to do anything with me, basically. I loved working on Stir of Echoes. I thought he did a fantastic job with it. And we get together and we have an actual friendship, as opposed to a Hollywood friendship, and talk about ideas. And Kira had suggested to me that a horror movie surrounding a marriage would be kind of a cool idea. So I talked to David about that. I could see his wheels starting to turn. And over the course of a lot of lunches, we came to this story, or he came to this story, and I just nodded my head saying, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then I happened to read this book, and it was shockingly almost creepy that it was so close to where we were already at with the story, that we got the book, and he wrote the script, and Blumhouse decided to make it.
Well, I think what fascinated me about the film is I think horror is always, I enjoy horror. I love the slashers. I love all that stuff, but I love it when there's a human emotion, like a tragedy, or kind of like what you and your wife are going through in the film. What was your take on that, and how much did you add to that?
Well, we wanted her to be much younger. We wanted to tap into the paranoia that can sometimes work its way into a marriage, especially when she's way too young for him, and has a certain amount of insecurity. Also, there's a little bit of a divide between them in terms of generationally. She's much more of the digital generation, spends a lot of time on her phone or device, and it's not like in his wheelhouse. Also, the fact that she's an actress and is in situations where she has to be very intimate with a crew and with cast members, et cetera. So all of these things were kind of building up to be eating away at him, not to mention the past that we find out has been kind of haunting him. And then to take all that and use the house almost as a reflection of a person's soul, in a way. I know that, sometimes I dream, and I dream in houses. I'll see the first floor and the second floor and the attic, and kind of move through a house. And people have told me in the past that dream wise, that's you're seeing some manifestation of your own persona, your own psyche.
That's fascinating. And so this seems like a very personal story for you then, on a lot of levels.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, I all parts, whether I'm similar or different than the men that I'm asked to play, they all become personal. I mean, that's really what being an actor is to try to personalize things to the best of your ability.
Well, it's a great movie. I just got my last question, so I congratulations, man. Great to see you in horror. I'm been a fan of your work in genre since that movie that premiered 40 years ago. So
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I guess first of all, I want to say this is a really clever, amazing film. I loved it. Where did you discover the novella, and how did you decide that you wanted to make this with Kevin?
Well, Kevin and I have been talking on and off over the years about doing something, and he said, let's do a scary movie and let's have it be about a marriage. So I thought, great idea. So we started kicking around ideas, and then he read a review of this book and said, and got it and read it and said, there's this new book and it's got a lot of our idea in it, and you should read it and see what you think. And so I loved it, and it had a ton of, Daniel Kellman's book had a ton of imaginative ideas that were really exciting to me. So we started working from there. It was sort of a coincidence of our ideas lining up with somebody else's nicely.
Oh, excellent. And Jason, I got to say, with you guys have been in the haunted house business in a while, but this is a very unique, fresh take. How did you get involved, and what inspired you with this project?
I read it just exactly like you say. It's hard to think of a new angle on a haunted house movie. There have been so many. And when I read David's script, I just loved it because of exactly what you said. I obviously I love haunted house movies, but I don't want to kind of retread where we've been. And it felt like a haunted house movie that I had never seen before.
Well, there's in the paranormal world, there is a lot of talk of kind of dimensions and parallel universes. Was that ever discussed when you guys were working on the script and kind of finding the tone of this?
Oh yeah, that stuff's really great and fun. I mean, the original material had a lot of that in it. Now he was free to leave it unexplained because, you know, people who read novels are a little more forgiving of things that are just mysterious and never answered. And movie audiences, you know, including me, tend to like things to be answered. Even if it's weird and mysterious, please give us something. You can't just leave it. So the idea of, you know, opening a door and it leading to another place in time is, or the same place, but in a slightly different time, was definitely something we wanted to get into. That stuff's really cool. And it was also kind of it's hard to think of a fresh, scary idea, you know, and this idea of getting lost in your house because it's not following the physical rules of reality was really appealing to me. I mean, everybody's had that feeling of waking up if you're in a hotel or you're staying in somebody's house and you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and you're really tired and the door's not where you thought it was and you're sort of fumbling around in the dark and there's that moment of panic when you're like, wait, where am I again? And I wanted to explore those feelings.
Well, you guys did a great job, and I hope to see. I would love to see more stories about this. Is there thoughts of a sequel, or is this a one-time thing? You think?
Well, I will point out there are 36 doorways in this house, and we didn't open all of them.
Good point.
Exactly.
Good point. Great answer. Well, I love the relationships that are created here, and I love that you made it a family story too. Was that kind of? I guess I'm wrapping it up, but I guess I'm just going to congratulate you guys. I think it's a really wonderful film, and it's really.
Well, let me answer that because I stole.
I'd appreciate that
by not having my phone properly muted. The family aspect and the marriage dynamic was definitely something we wanted to get into. That was one of our first ideas. And this idea that this older man and this woman who's much too young for him, we wanted to present that from the very beginning as the problem with this relationship. You know, she's on her phone all the time. He doesn't do social media. He doesn't get that. And he's 27 years older than she is. And we've all seen those marriages out in not just in Hollywood movies, but out, you know, in real life. And I always wondered what happens when the power dynamic starts to shift. What happens when he gets older and she's still young and vital? Then all the power that he had from being the rich guy and the more learned, experienced person now starts to shift because he's now the old guy and she's becoming more and more powerful. So I wanted to get into exploring that relationship and seeing what kind of suspicions lurked on each side.
Well, I love that. I love that approach. I'm glad you took it. I really am.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
good. I'm glad you like.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, Jason, I always like you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
What is this place?
There was a different house before that one.
What sort of house?
Why do people hate Daddy so much?
The judge and the jury all found him innocent, but some people didn't believe him.
The house shows me.
He must be guilty of something.
People have always stayed in that house. Ella! Some don't leave.
Wake up! It's a dream!
The right ones usually find the place. Or maybe it's the other way around. The place finds them.